Well, I first discovered NeighborLink shortly after Katrina hit the Gulf Coast. Our church, a Fellowship Missionary Church, sent teams down there. And as soon as we got back from Katrina, our first trip down, Joe Johns, one of the pastors of Fellowship and one of the board members here of NeighborLink, asked our team that went down there to do a project on a Saturday. And that started us with NeighborLink projects. We found that part of the joy of volunteering and pulling off the NeighborLink projects is that as volunteers, we interact with each other, we pool our skills, 2 or 3 minds, figuring out what's the best way to complete a project. Plus, it's always nice to have somebody along who is a people person and can interact graciously with the family or the individuals that we're serving. It's interesting to find how curious the recipients are to why we're there. They find it rather unique to think that we step into their home, into their project, into their needs, and relate to them, and they're usually so very grateful. Part of our goal when we are there is to bless them, but they end up oftentimes blessing us. We like to have prayer with them if they're willing to. We usually ask them, would it be meaningful to you if we joined in a prayer before we leave today, type of thing. And that oftentimes warms the hearts of them as well as our team. I think there's a certain amount of intimidation right to start as a volunteer, thinking, I don't know if I have the skills. Well, I have some skills. God has blessed me with some skills, but He's blessed you and the other volunteers with skills also. And even as a volunteer, before I would leave my own home, I would be praying, Lord, give me insight. Help me not to get in the way, not to assume. Recognize that you, Lord, have given me talents, gifts, and abilities. But there's a certain amount of intimidation, certainly. We don't want to put ourselves out, but when we stand together as a team with God as the master carpenter, the master builder, that gives us confidence, and that confidence builds over time when we see God working through us and using our talents and abilities.